Um, so I had my demo game with a friend, and he had a starter, and it was Lannister. No, wait a second. It was House Stark versus House Greyjoy. So you can go check out my previous video. And I was kind of intrigued by the box and by the dice, and I hadn't played that much of the game, but the whole presentation like won me over. Like everything you buy comes in a box. You get a full army. It's already 40 points. As you can see here, you get the dice, you get the trays, you get the terrain or terrain. You can also use 3D terrain, but it's all in here. You get the minis, and as you can see, like for example, this is the free folk. Here you can see like your heroes, 2 giants, and the units, but this is just what's in the box because like it's 24 of these, it's 3 of these, it's 22 of these, it's 2 savage giants, for example. And so I was pretty much intrigued by it, and then the question came, so where do I start? And I typed in into YouTube, let's say, um, um, Ice, Song of Ice and Fire factions. This is what I typed in. And yeah, should you play a Song of Ice and Fire? This video is okay, but it's not good. Other fan faction, I don't know what this is, but on the tabletop has good thing. And then like you can see, like something comes out, but not what I needed. What I needed was like, for example, AOS factions. And I'm sure this is the video you want to watch, or maybe AOS faction, which one to pick. And so you get your faction guide. I have seen one, I don't know where it is, but there's one that's very good, like which faction to pick. But yeah, that's like it was right there. But yeah, and I found this guy, and this guy is amazing. So I will link you to this guy because it is a 50-minute video, but at the beginning he talks about the game, the lore, that the game uses the lore from the books, not so much from the TV shows. And then he says like, you gotta know maybe what kind of play style you like. And then he goes into the factions, and he starts, I think, from the easiest to play or from the easiest to get into to the hardest. As you can see, he starts with Baratheon. I will talk about this in a second. I also have here my recommendations. Mind you, I haven't played many games. I've played just one game, but this is like this is how it should be, like how to choose a faction, but for Civ, Song of Ice and Fire. And so this is a lengthy video, but he will give you a lot of good information. And I will start mine in a minute, but let me show you what he will tell you. Like this guy will give you like 5 minutes each or 2 minutes each on the factions, give you some of the cards, and it gives you great insights. And then at the end of each section, he wraps up like how they play. Like Baratheon are more or less very slow, very tanky. You can play one that's more focused on damage and the other that's more focused on healing because those are brothers. Then there's the House Stark, which focuses on combat, charging in, hitting hard, but can also take a punch, and the more they lose, the stronger they get. Then there's the Night Watch, the guys on the wall, and they buff each other. And I like this faction also, like from not just from the lore, but also from the models. Then there's the Lannisters, and he says, well, the Lannisters, they can have a lot of schemes, and they are more or less the control deck. They have good units, but not the best, not the great morale. Um, some of the units are worse than others, but all in all, like the Lannisters, have hard-punching units with the Mountain and Jaime Lannister, but there are very a faction that is also very concentrated on political scheming. Then the Targaryens are your classical glass cannons, very maneuverable, hitting very hard, but they don't want to stay in a standing fight. Then the Greyjoys, pirates, they can heal. They don't have riders. They look very amazing. But here, after the Targaryens, he says like the Greyjoys and everything that comes after this is not really for beginner. And he might be right. What I want to say, like this guy definitely influenced me in the choices. But if I would have liked like the Greyjoys, Martells, the Free Folk, the Boltons, like very much, and like this was the only thing that got my juices flowing, I would have gotten me a starter and just like play the game and try to manage it. But yeah, so you should also be influenced by the look. But just to before we go into the factions, and then like the Greyjoys, like the heal, they get also better by looting, by destroying opponents. Then Martell, he says it's more or less similar like the Lannisters, but even trickier. Like they are like a sand cobra. They have poison. They have debuffs, and maybe they are not as armored as the Lannisters. And then there's the Free Folks. They have giants, and they are not your super fighting melee units, but they can out activate you. This is a game of alternating activations, and so these free folks will have a lot of chaff units like these ones that will score the enemy also no points, but they have also beautiful giants, as you can see here, and they have also wool mammoths and big great monsters. So it's the Horde army with big beautiful monsters. Here you get a bit more fantasy, and I guess I picked the Targaryens for these reasons. Let me show. Like this was the deciding factor for me. As you can see, I have here a, a folder with possible armies, and this is what I got. And then I started saving some pictures. And I do love Jorah Mormont in the TV show, and I saw this one, and I said to myself, okay, this is something I could paint. This is something I could see myself liking. And as you can see, we have here 3 dragons, and it comes with Daenerys with the Mother of Dragons. And I think it's pretty popular, and you get a starting set, and then you get the Mother of Dragons for, let's say, $40, and you're good to go. But they have definitely more to offer. But as you can see, these were the pictures I was saving, and this is kind of like I fell in love with the optics, with the game style. As you can see, the pictures I saved, I kind of like this was my buy-in. I told myself, yeah, man, I can see myself playing this. Like this looks awesome. And again, I was also checking out each and every starter kit on YouTube, and a lot of helpful videos came up from people on packaging their starter. Again, I picked the Targaryen, but it was very close that I could have picked also the Night's Watch, and also I picked the Targaryen. I have to say that because like I was looking at eBay, and also there's in Germany here where I live eBay Kleinanzeigen, and it's probably like Craigslist, like somebody or a couple of people bought starter sets, played just one time, and then they decided, okay, it's not for me. I resell it, and somebody was to offer his Targaryen starter set for like $60, like 20 to 40 euros cheaper than if you buy it on, let's say, Amazon or somewhere else. And he also was intrigued to traded because I had an Underworlds starter kit and an Underworlds warband, and he was open to trade. And so I said, okay, you know what? Maybe I get myself 2 starters. Maybe I get myself a Targaryen starter and a Night's Watch starter, and those 2 are my armies. And that is how I got into the hobby, and that is what kind of lured me in. I like the desert. I think they cannot take many hits, but they do have their flame breath, and yeah. So I kind of that's why I decided on Targaryen. But let's get back to this guy. Then again, he talks about the free folks. Like, do check out this guy, and then he talks about Bolton. He doesn't recommend to go into the Bolton army, but Bolton starter set, like the Bolton starter set, is just beautiful. Like the Greyjoy is also like very beautiful. Like just the miniatures. Yeah, let me see. Like you get. Let me show you some of the units. I don't know if we can get it big, but they have like really cool units. They have a really cool cavalry, cool archers. Like look at this, and you will find like the internet and YouTube is like full of beautiful stuff like this. And so I was also thinking about the Bolton, the House Bolton, but then I kind of I was taken a bit aback from the lore of the Boltons because like they're all about terror and all of that stuff. And this guy here in this video, come on, let me refresh this. This guy also said that the Bolton deck is right now, or as the moment of his recording, not the strongest because Bolton concentrates on like panic tactics, while everybody in later turns of the games, the units get stronger and all of that. So the Boltons maybe not the best beginner factions. And so I was kind of in my head I was okay, like if I wanted to play Bolton, I could still get them later. And then there's the neutrals and ice and fire neutrals. Like there are the neutrals. You can also field an army full of whatever the neutrals are, but and they're definitely like I can see here House Bolton and other stuff. And here I think this is House Bolton. They first were neutral and then they became their own house. They can field dogs, really beautiful. And so go check out this guy. Really cool stuff. For battle reports, like before you get into the game, let me see how much where is my minute? Where's my minute? How? Oh, 40 minutes in. Okay. So for battle reports, you can also check out battle reports, and I would recommend you Guerrilla Miniature Games battle reports because it's not just you're not just looking from above the table, just seeing block of squares being sent from A to B, like these guys. Sure, as you can see here, we see the table, and we'll see here the table. This is how the game plays. But at the beginning of the game, they explain the cards, they explain the choices. You can see the houses. Here is House Baratheon, and I looked at House Baratheon, and it wasn't quite my look, and it wasn't quite my play style. But while I see it here, and while I'm rewatching season 2, I think this is Stannis, and I think this is the redhead witch lady. I mean, come on, amazing, amazing, just amazing. But and here in the beginning, I think he's also showing how Stark, like Winterfell, and here how Stark archers, how Stark swordsman, and here how Tully cavalry. Let's see. And also the way I think Ash is his name. He paints this up like beautiful. How he painted up the trays and a bit of terrain. And here in the I don't know what you call this, like the markers. This is like the front, and this is your rear, and here this are your flanks. Like beautifully how he put here a different, very icy color to see, you know, to play better. So I recommend check out some battle reports, check out some unpackaging, um, check out each faction, and we'll go into the factions in a second. And then, as you can see, I typed here ASOIAF Starter. In the future, I will just call it Civ, because on my package it's called Civ, so shorter is better. And then, as you can see, I got here this guy. I think this guy was very helpful. Um, I don't remember this. Deist for I sit here in Germany, so the German content helped me a lot and explained a lot to me. And then there was also like this guy, pretty beautiful, shows off his free folk army. Here's mine, and then the Miniac, or what's his name? Uh, Miniac, something like this. Like this guy also convinced me to get into this. Like I trust this guy, and so he talks um, about the game, about the minis, and he shows off House Greyjoy versus Bolton, and just beautiful miniatures, beautiful painting, and he made a lot of content for it, and it helped me a lot. So um, let me see. Before we go into the factions again, I mean, I gave you a quick overview already, but here, like, this is the Night's Watch, and I will show you. But I was also like, I saw this miniatures, and I said, okay, the Night's Watch, I can see myself playing the Night's Watch, because in the starter, um, Night Watch, Night's Watch starter. The Night's Watch starter, in my eyes, also very beautiful, because you get beautiful riders. Where can we see this here? Like you get um, let me show where are the contents of the Night's Watch starter set. Like here, there is a video. I think that it's this, and it shows off all the heroes. You get Jon Snow. You get you get the Mormont guy. You get some veterans, you get Ghost, the wolf, you get some riders, and the army looks just great. I mean, sorry, like the quality is not so good. A lot of black, a lot of metal, easy to paint, probably, but it looks good. And I also liked what they offer, so I was kind of in love. But my friend plays. What does he play? He plays Greyjoy, and he plays Stark. And I have to say, like Stark looked kind of cool, but was not completely up my alley. I loved the Greyjoy look, but then I loved these guys better, and so that's great stuff. So that's what I can recommend. And if we would look, then one recommended go to the CMON page and check out the products, and so you can check out here what they have, how much, what the units do, and you can um, let me see, Stark Heroes. Where is the, like, with Tully, Mormont, but somewhere here should be the start faction, and this is where you should look. You should look like. Wait a second, these are the cards. That's not what I was looking for. Where's the starter? Stark Heroes. Well, not the best page, I would say. Uh, come on. Stark Starter. Doesn't find anything. House Stark Starter. Okay, typo. Well, why not? House Stark Starter. Um, wait a second. this is it. Yeah, and here you can see, like, this is the House Stark starter. You get Greyjohn Umber, Caitlyn Stark, some of these units. Well, I don't know the units by name because, like, I looked at them and I found them really cool, but wasn't really for me. But as you can see, you can check out the starter, and yes, a lot of monopose stuff. But when you paint them, they will look pretty different. And so every set comes like with 3 poses, and it's then up to you to mix this up. So I don't know why the CMON page failed me, but again, the House Stark is hard hitting, and the more troops they lose, the stronger they get. And yeah, they look a bit more from the north and dark and gritty. I liked it, but it wasn't completely mine. So then you can check out. Wait a second. Like I checked out yesterday some of the units. Um, let's go from House Stark to House Baratheon. Here you have the 2 brothers, and Heroes 1, Heroes 2, Heroes 3, Heroes 4. I don't know why there is no um, why there's no starter pack here. That's not super great, or maybe I'm in the wrong thing. But you can take definitely look at all of their units, as you can see here. Um, you can see the stats, you can see how they look, and they look really beautiful. You can check out most of their cards, the unit cards. Well, maybe not the best page, but I was like here on this and checking out. Let me see, Free Folk Heroes, Savage Giants, and as you can see, like each box you add is like 30 to 40 bucks, and yeah, I wouldn't I would say normal hobby costs, and yeah, but not the best page. Like I would love to see a bit more. Let's see. Um, Free Folk starter deck. So I wish this would show you a bit better what's in the box. But yeah, the CMON page ain't that great. But this is what you get in starter. You get 2 giants. I don't know what these are called, but these are your melee units, your heroes, and your trappers, I guess. And yeah, wait a second. Houses, neutral forces, houses. Can you not show me the starter set? Faction overview, faction playstyle, grizzled and hardened. Um, well, sorry, folks. The CMON side fails me because what I wanted to see is like the starter sets. Okay, let's go to Amazon. Song of Ice and Fire starter. So this is a bit stupid, but here you got all the starters. So you got House Targaryen, House Baratheon. You got a 2-player starter set, Stark versus Lannister, and I would say go and check these out. Go check out the factions and see what's in them. Let's go for a House Greyjoy. They look just beautiful. So these guys have no cavalry. They pay the iron price, not the gold price. This is what you get, but again, you get like 11 of these guys, of the Reapers, 22 of these guys, 2 of these, 2 of these, 1 of this, 12 of these bowmans, and they look beautiful. Like this box is really beautiful, as you can see. So it shows you on the back everything you get. Check out YouTube for more of the insights, and let's give you a quick recap. I mean, I wanted to show you a bit more. Also about the style, well, I can still do this. Like the Martells are your desert dwellers. They look very Arabic. Um, they have debuffs. They work with poison. They have good fighters. I don't know what else to say. Then you got here the House Greyjoy. Where are the Silenced Men? These are the Reavers. I would say this is like the battle line. They look like really amazing, like Vikings. Then you get your Targaryens. They are mostly on horses, but again, here they have dragons. Um, then they have some lions, and then they have also like beautiful pikemen and beautiful swordsmen, and they can fight. Like they have good units. Again, I think these ones a bit more glass cannon. What else? Let me go back to the houses. Then we have House Martell. We have the Greyjoys. We have the Targaryens, Baratheon. Like, wait, yeah. Let me see where we go. We go House Stark. House Stark, pretty straightforward. Good for beginners because they have a good punch and they don't get weaker, they get stronger. Then we have the Lannisters. Lannister starter. Um, Also kind of cheap. Let me see. There's the starter box, and they get beautiful, as you can see, like a beautiful riders. Here you get the mountain. The mountain's amazing. You get the imp. You get Cersei's. You get Jaime Lannisters. You get, I think, swordsmen and halberdiers and a troop of cavalry. And this is what's in the box. And you get some beautiful gold and red dice and a cool box. Again, Lannisters, more your control faction. What else? Then you got House Stark. Then you got the Night's Watch starter. Again, I repeat myself, but let's go through these. You get some, and maybe you can also watch these ones on YouTube. You just give in Night's Watch starter and you can enjoy like the miniatures on camera and people that show you exactly what's it about. Um, then you get the Free Folk, maybe not for the beginners, but a Free Folk has beautiful giants, beautiful minis, Baratheon, pretty beautiful. Free Folk is Horde, Baratheon is slow and tanky, Night's Watch can do a lot of things. They buff each other and look beautiful. Check out the guy who has the full review on them. And then you get House Targaryen, your glass cannon, very maneuverable, hit hard, but they think they cannot take the punch back. The Greyjoys, not the greatest armor, no horses, but they get stronger the more they loot and raid. And then House Martell. Are these all? I think there should be a House Bolton here. Well, this side fails me, while Amazon does not. Again, Stark, Baratheon, Free Folk, Greyjoy, Lannister, Martell, and here there's Bolton. Yeah, but the prices should be like, I have seen this for 100, so that's pretty much there is. As you can see, you can then add units to your stuff. Check also out what your faction has. I was pretty much at the beginning into the faction, into the what's called like these free folks, and I do like the mini. I do like this, but it didn't float my boat as much as dragons. But they have also like bear riders. So check out the whole army variety, and then just get yourself a starter and start playing, painting, and enjoying the game, and let me know. So I'm sorry this is a bit messy, but it's the best I could do, and we see ya.